Well, good morning, everyone. It is September 1st, 2022. I'm actually out here at 8 o'clock in the morning. It's nice and cool outside. Harvest is, we've been getting a lot of fruits and vegetables in, I will say, the last 2 weeks. I'm going to take you around and show you some of the stuff that is coming in. Sorry for the road noise. I'm getting some flowers in. My flowers are coming in. So pretty. So pretty. I did not know that that would be the exact look of those flowers. So excited about that. Our chili peppers, we've been picking some of those. They're finally starting to turn red. So some of them are blushing right now, but they are starting to turn. We still have habaneros coming in. Not a whole lot, but coming in. And I'm guessing when we did these, 2 of them were planted, so we actually had 2 gladiolas pop up. So these beans, we have this bean bed, we have that bean bed, and we also have the bean bed back there with corn. So far we've gotten a total of 19 pounds of beans. There's a ton more beans coming in, and we have probably about 10 beans sitting on the counter drying that I dried overnight. So yeah, lots of beans coming in. Flowers are kind of dwindling down on that, but these are all gladiolas. I finally cleaned that bed out. It had a bunch of weeds in it. And this tomato bed, the size of this tomato is absolutely insane. This is bigger than the tomato picture I took previously. Like, that is the biggest tomato I've ever grown. It is huge. We don't have many tomatoes left, as you can see. We have harvested most of the tomatoes. We've only lost about 2 tomatoes. I guess they had what's called blossom root or blossom rot, root rot, or whatever it's called. I can't think of the name. I don't know. I'm pretty sure. I don't know if they had a calcium deficiency, or we've been pretty good with watering, so either was too much watering or calcium. We don't really know. But our tomato beds are getting pretty cleaned out. I haven't weighed the tomatoes yet, but I'm probably going to get quite a bit of sauce from what that is. These are our, I don't know why I ever get these right, shallots. I always want to call them scallions. Shallots. Shallots are doing really, really good. Our herbs, some of our herbs I've already cut and dehydrated. This one already went to seed, so I just left that for the birds, or not the birds, the bees and all the other little bugs. The basil, I've already taken out. Cilantro died over there, but we're going to be planting more basil and stuff because I'm trying to dehydrate herbs. We got a new dehydrator, so I'm working on that. We also still are getting quite a bit of peppers in right now. So, I mean, the pepper plants are growing tall still. We've got quite a few poblanos on there. We got Big Berthas. We got all the peppers over there. As you can see, we've got a ton of peppers. I have never seen in my life I can't believe how many peppers we've gotten. So I'm going to be making quite a bit of spice mix. I'm going to dehydrate them. Some of them are in the freezer, but I'm going to dehydrate them and make some spice mixes. There was one here. It was Anaheim chili, and it produced a ton of peppers, but it finally just called it quits. So we just recently pulled that. We had some Carolina Reapers that I harvested yesterday. Took them off. They turned red finally, so things are moving along. This is a late experimental bed, but I literally just planted about 2 weeks ago. Like I said, it's experimental, just giving it a shot. Most of this garden is experimental because I knew absolutely nothing about gardening, and just this is what we got. So these came from bulbs instead of Sept's onion bulbs, and I put them in a root bag, and these have done really well in 2 weeks compared to the bed that I think, as I said before, I don't think we have good drainage on that. So we're going to definitely use root bags going forward and definitely try to figure out the drainage on the beds. This little plant I think is a Brussels sprout. I'm not 100% sure because I've never grown one before, but it's like the bugs just eat. They've been going after that plant. It's the only one that popped up. So we're going to be actually planting some of the colder harvested plants, as you can see, or say we're going to do that here when some of these other plants, their season's gone. We're going to plant some cold harvest stuff, the greens. Our lettuce has not, this lettuce anyway, I just cut a ton off. We had a huge salad that lasted for like 2 days with 3 types of lettuce, and this hasn't bolted yet, so hopefully we get at least one more round out of that. Our carrots are kind of slow, so we'll see with that. Our okra, there's gonna be, it looks like, I don't know if the flowers are done or if they're gonna open today. I'm not 100% sure, but I mean, there's a ton of okra in the house that we've harvested as well, so I'm gonna be cooking some of that tonight. But these gladiolus, so far we've only seen white and red, and now we've got, it was a red, white, and blue collection, but it's more like purple. But we have purple. That's the first one that popped up. Back here, we've got beans coming out of here. We just harvested a ton of beans last night from this bed. Going forward in the future, we will not be putting beans and corn together because the beans now took out this corn. It's just too heavy for it. So we do have some corn coming in. We got this one back here. He's got a little white hair. This one, it was like purple a few days ago. Now it's going to brown. But we've got some corn coming in. Little bitties, not huge, but it is looking good. And I planted sunflowers in all the beds, but we don't know where this one came from because I planted mammoth sunflowers, not realizing how tall mammoth actually gets. So I planted, I guess there's some in the bird seed, and there's a bird feeder here. This is the only thing I can think of, is maybe it came from there. But it is this little dainty sunflower. Absolutely adorbs. So he's looking good. And like I said, we're getting some corn, and we've gotten a ton of beans from back there. These have done so well, and when I first got them, I really wasn't actually too sure about them, but they have actually done really well, these black-eyed Susans and the yarrow, of course. I haven't decided, but I may harvest that, replant it next year. If not, I'll just buy new seeds. This bed also has gotten a ton of bugs. We've attempted to spray it, and it's just a total disaster, but we have got a ton of beans that I'm actually going to harvest this morning, like that. They're just kind of, I'm going to have to get a ladder, they're just kind of all up and down the trellis. We've actually gotten most of the beans, so yeah, pretty excited about that. Some more beans. Around that corner, a ton of beans. That's obviously, I'm not going to pick some of them because, you know, a bunch of those are not ready to be harvested. And unfortunately, like I said, this was experimental, and we actually planted peas with the beans, and it seems like I want to say the beans kind of, we got a couple peas, but it kind of smothered out. Either that or they just haven't come in yet. I don't think we're going to get any peas though. We got a few. So next year we're going to do trellises, individual trellises, not in the beds, and grow beans that way, all on trellises, because trellises seem to work really well. So we're going to do that. I'm really excited about this. The sunflower looks like he's waving. This is our my goodness, what did I just say it was a minute ago? Anyway, giant sunflower. To be honest, I have no idea how tall that is. Probably 10 feet. I have no idea. It's absolutely huge, but it's so cool. Like, I saw they finally came out the other day, and I was like, man, that's so awesome. So we've got two. I'll show you the other one in a second. These pepper plants, we took them out of that bed, and some of them are starting to finally get some peppers on them. Not a whole lot. So again, experimental. On the other bed, we moved it, and we probably not going to get too much on those. So it just is what it is on that. This is bean, took over this gladiolus. This was from one bean seed. These, I've never seen flowers like this before on beans. I don't even know if we're going to get any beans from this. Probably not, because we've got all these flowers. Maybe, we'll see. But just from one bean, it took over our gladiolus. And there was like flowers, stuff dropping. So yes, that's one bean. We weren't planting it to get beans. He just threw it in the bed and thought it would be funny, and that's what we got. Carrots are doing, it's kind of slow, but they're there. Now, this lettuce, I actually think this might be okay, but this one here has bolted, so I'm actually going to cut that out. As you can see, it's really long, and it's getting flowers on it. So this one has bolted, so we've lost that lettuce. Like I said, we've gotten so much lettuce. From these few lettuce plants, we've gotten several rounds of lettuce and salad. So I must say, I can't really complain because we've gotten a ton of lettuce. And I tell you what, if you've never eaten fresh lettuce from a garden, you need to do so because it is the best. This is another kind of purplish gladiolus, and this guy here, let me get around. It's like a jungle in here, like trying to walk around. Definitely gonna figure out some different stuff for next year, but you know what, you experiment, have zero expectations. This little guy, or I should say big guy, I mean, he's huge. He's so pretty though. I planted them all to the beds. The root system is huge, so we will not be planting these again in the beds, but we will plant them on the fence next year. But he is huge. I mean, just so huge. We got 2 out of the 9 that was planted, so can't really complain. And a bonus little sunflower over there. This bed here, we've gotten, you know, there is that baby over here. Well, I think somebody missed that because he usually picks from this bed. This is a hot mess express. That's all I gotta say about this. It's got melons though. We've got that melon. We've got a melon there. We've got a melon there and there. I try to be careful because I don't want to walk on the vines. And then we've got this melon. And then there's one kind of over there if you could see it. So it's producing. We've gotten a lot of other stuff from it. Super neat how the water's on that. We also have some growing over the fence, and as a matter of fact, we had one bolt out of the fence, so don't really know what that is. I need to really learn stuff better. These sweet potatoes, though, have actually rooted in the ground, and there's a ton of roots. Oh, there's this guy too. Well, isn't that fancy? Super, super neat. I don't eat cucumbers. They eat cucumbers. Not a fan. The pickling cucumbers, I've made pickles already, and they turned out pretty good, but I don't eat cucumbers, but looks like it's producing pretty good. Maybe that's a cucumber plant? I don't know. But the sweet potatoes I'm excited about because this was actually experimental. It was one plant. This right here, we bought one plant, and this is all that one plant that completely took over the bed. So, looks like sweet potatoes are doing pretty good. We're going to be planting trees hopefully this weekend. We got a Bartlett pear. This is our peach tree. These flowers are so pretty. I'm excited. I'm not even somebody that grows flowers. That's obviously not flower growth from planting a flower. But so many flowers have came from a lot of our vegetables. And I've planted flowers, and I wanted to make it beautiful. And so much has come. For just so many extra flowers, it's just been kind of unexpected. I mean, I didn't expect to see so many flowers in the garden, I guess. Obviously, I know that plants have flowers and then it develops into whatever it's going to be, but it's different when you grow it and you see it and, then just get your food from the store. These are also our shallots that are doing really well. Like I said, these root bags, I think I said 45 or 48 gallon root bags, I can't remember. Absolutely huge, I must say. Were a really good investment, and I'm telling you, if you're doing any kind of stuff like onions or whatever, shallots, I think this is definitely the way to go. We got our blueberry, all our trees, mystery tree, fig tree. We need to get this stuff planted. I've got some raspberry plants on the way in September, and I'm also going to be planting some blueberries. Hopefully plant them together so they'll cross pollinate. I'm surprised this squash plant, I gotta admit, it's been through a lot. But you know what? It is still ultimately producing for us despite the powdery mildew. We've gotten a ton of squash from this plant, and it's been a battle. Like I said, experimental. This is our onion bed. As a matter of fact, is that onion or grass? Sometimes I can't tell if it's a freaking weed or if it's, I don't know. There's a couple weeds in the bed, but mostly we've really been trying to keep the weeds at bay. This is our bed, and the onions are not really progressing. And like I've been told by several people, it probably is drainage. So we're gonna maybe till it, do something, put some compost, put some different things down. But honestly, I think I'm gonna just do root bags next year. They seem to do really, really well. Like I said, this thing is still producing beans, not as much. There's some beans down there. Some more beans. I mean, it's actually produced, I've taken pictures of the pink flowers. I have never seen pink bean pods and pink beans before, and I'm telling you, look, another flower. It's pretty cool actually. So, pretty excited. We're still getting a lot of stuff in, and it's September now. So I know this is going to be coming to an end soon, and we're going to plant some winter stuff, or fall winter type plants. Not kale. We're not planting kale. Ugh. But Brussels sprouts, spinach, maybe some more lettuce, basil, and some of those things we're going to plant. So I need to clean up the weeds in here. It looks like there's really not much to harvest. We harvested a bunch of stuff yesterday and the day before. Oh, I got a ton of tomatoes and beans in the house and some peppers, and so we are going to so there really isn't much to pick this morning. I swear this sunflower looks like a bamboo. Like, it's so thick and sturdy. I watered last night because sometimes I just can't get out here in the morning. But I watered last night, and so I don't even need to water this morning, other than maybe pick some weeds. And it was a compost pile that we were supposed to move, and we did not do that. Anyway, I might weed, I'm not sure. It's really nice out here. But that is it so far. We've gotten a lot of stuff. I mean, this has been we're being experimental, trying a brand new way to garden with the raised beds. I had no clue. I kind of just was like, you know what, I'm going to learn this, I'm going to do this, no clue. And I'm kind of like really, I'm shocked. I don't have a green thumb. So I'll tell you what, God is good. He has blessed us abundantly with just being able to learn skills, put forth those skills, and he grows the food. And I'm just telling you, I'm just so glad to see all of this. This is crazy. So hopefully I've got a hummingbird feeder. I've been seeing a little hummingbird come to this bed over here, but that's about it. Hopefully they get the little hummingbird feeder. Anyway, that's it for now. We'll see what happens in the next week or two. We'll definitely be getting some more stuff in and be ready to plant for the fall winter. And in the meantime, we're going to harvest, and I got a pressure canner, an electric one I'm going to use for the first time. I've been scared of pressure canning. I've been just water bathing, but now I actually have things that I need to pressure can. So that's going to be an experimental learning process too. All right. Well, Eddie the Eagle says to have a nice day, and the sunflower just hanging out up there. All right, everyone. Have a blessed day.